All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. And again, this is going to be a short call because this is our last one in April. So thanks for getting on. I appreciate all of you that are taking the time to do something for your business, especially training. I know it's hard sometimes with schedules and conflicts, but I applaud all of you for making time to get on. And it makes us feel like, yes, you do want us here helping you. So it's nice to be reassured that we are still here. Somehow always feel like we're saying the same things over and over and over again. But I know we say it in a different way, or a different leader will say something, a different version, and it's always like, and sometimes it takes, 8 to 10 times to hear one thing before you're like, okay, now I've got it. So we might be beating a little more info into your head that you've heard before. However, I hope you get something out of it. Let's start first with our top 10 this week, leading out of 2,079 people. 10th place is Emily Miller out of Louisiana. Elizabeth Schrader is 9th, a director out of West Virginia. Sarah Casera, superstar director in Virginia, is 8th. Jalissa Nelson is 7th out of Illinois, a star consultant. I lost my count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm in 6th. Meredith Richardson is in 5th, superstar consultant in Wisconsin. 4th is Cassandra Norris in Maryland, a star consultant. 3rd place, Ashley Goebel, a director out of West Virginia. 2nd place, Amanda Thome, a director out of Maryland. And leading the way, Crystal Newsom, a director out of West Virginia. So congratulations to all of you. Now let's go to the top sponsors this week. And it looks like a whole bunch of you have already sponsored one. So congratulations to all of you. It looks like it's Jalissa, Sarah, Meredith, Holly Cullen, Tonio, Martha, Maribel, Mary Ann, Zephra, Madison, Kelsey, Stephanie, Carol, Mary, Fatimatu, Angela, Julie, Ombre, Ashley, Courtney, Ashley Seitz, Cami Beam, Shannon, Samantha, Sarah, Logan, Yoder, you're on here. Congratulations. Christina, Rashonda, Napeda, Dontila, Stacy, Amanda, Miranda, Julie, Rachel, and now getting into the people that sponsored 2 or more. Cassandra Norris, a star consultant out of Maryland. Emily Miller, director out of Louisiana. Jessica Ramsey has sponsored 2, a lead consultant out of Texas. Amber Kovar, a star consultant out of West Virginia. Holly Armstrong, a director out of South Carolina. You're on here. Congratulations. And Crystal Newsom, a director out of West Virginia, has sponsored 4. So congratulations to all of you. Great job. And on the chat, Tammy, I'm not sure, sweetie. I didn't hear anything. So I didn't hear, I was not even on yet. So I'm sure you're fine, girl. Nobody's judging or cares. We're glad you're here. No reason to be embarrassed. Okay. Now let's move on to our topic. So a couple things. I was on the training center earlier and I'm like running across some things and I saw this, and we're not going to read over all of it, but I thought, oh my gosh, this might be kind of interesting to kind of go over. The article was Managing Your Scentsy Business in Hypergrowth. And it talks about the Scentsy back order process and how it works, and knowing where to find the latest information on back order products, and to recognize and how to best manage customer expectations. So I thought we'd just run over this really quick and then get into our other content. So if a product is on back order on your PWS, the product will not appear on your PWS until the back order status is removed. If the product status changes to back order after the product was added to the shopping cart, the product will be removed from the pending order. The customer will be notified which products were removed from their order. Now, if a product is on back order on the workstation side, the product will appear on the workstation with a back order status, and the product will be able to add to an order. Now, if a product is out of stock on your PWS, it will not appear on your PWS until the out of stock status is removed. And if the product status changes to out of stock after the product was added to the shopping cart, the product will be removed and from the pending order, just like this other one did. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm getting text message. The customer will be notified which products were removed. Now on the workstation side, same thing. It appears with an out of stock status on your workstation, and it will not be able to be added to an order. And if the product status changes to out of stock, after the product was added to an order, the product will be pulled from that order and you'll be notified when you proceed with that order. So make sure you're finding all the product status updates on your news tab. And you'll see where it specifically says an expected date, some say to be determined. And then this is the last part that I really wanted, that I thought was really good. And I think it's a really good mindset to have, even when we're not in hypergrowth. The first thing, it says, how can you effectively manage customer expectations? Adopt the mindset of a store owner, not a sales clerk. And I thought that was really powerful, because a lot of times when we're leading into with our customers, we are leading with that sales clerk mentality, to where it does affect a lot of things where you're let down, which you think your customers are, but in turn, it really isn't happening. So it is very important to set proper expectations. A sales clerk lets customers know when the empty shelves will be restocked. The store owner rearranges the shelves to make sure that the great products that are still available are on full display for customers, right? There's a big difference in that. So focus your efforts and your customers' attention on what is in stock and available for purchase. Stay informed. Product availability status can change frequently, so check the news tab. The product status list, there's a news article. It has all the updates like we talked about. And to make sure you're setting clear expectations for your customers and offer great customer service. Be open and honest about the timeline for orders to be submitted and shipped based on the latest information available to you. And while we have you on that subject too, over the weekend, I just got doing a 4-day event, and I have to tell you, there was 2 people that came up to me and said, well, my cousin sells it or my sister sells it, and I'm not buying it from them because, or there's a lady in my office that sells it, because she'll take my order, sit on the order for 2 weeks, then come ask me for my credit card, then 2 weeks later puts the order in, and it's been over 30 days since she placed the order. People don't want to wait on that. Do not sit on orders. It's not a customer's responsibility to be penalized just because you're trying to scrounge up $200 in orders to make it a party so you get the benefits. So make sure that you are turning people's orders in a timely manner, and make it a game to where you almost hustle a little bit more and quicker, so you do get that 200 faster, right? I always do it for myself. It's almost like a game. As soon as an order comes in, and if it's like 80 PRV, I'm like, okay, who can I follow up with? Who can I text? Who can I reach out to? I got to hurry up and get to 200 before 5 p.m. tonight. Like I know what I'm trying to do, who I'm contacting by the deadline, right? So it turns into me hustling, like well, I won't say that, but some other type of hustler that you're trying to make money. Think of who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about in that industry. You're hustling, trying to make some money. So yes, I'm maybe a wax prostitute. Okay, it's fine. I'm trying to make some money for my bars. So think of it kind of like that. And that way you are turning them in, you're in turn making them happy. They're coming back and you're providing great customer service. So make sure you provide your contact info and hours of availability so customers can check in, or you can give updates. And then you can reach out to them as well. All right, so I want to talk to you about how many of you have ever experienced a lost your passion in your biz? Like you've gone through these ups and down moments in your business where you've got your highs and your lows, right? I think we all have. It's natural. Everybody goes through these. And so think about when you first joined. You were doing new, exciting things. You were trying new things. You didn't really care so much about the results because you didn't really know any different, right? You were just going for gold. If we told you to go focus on parties, you would go focus on parties, right? So you were kind of fearless in the sense of, okay, when something worked, then it created this momentum like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this again. This got a result. It's kind of like when we're on a diet and we start seeing a few inches and pounds come off, we want to keep doing more and more and more. But then we eat that piece of carrot cake and then it's like, oh crap, I'm going backwards. And right, it's this never ending cycle. It's the same for our business. And so I want you to look at your business and be honest when you're doing this. You're only cheating yourself if you're not, but evaluate yourself. How much time are you putting into your business in a week? What is your effort that you're putting in? Is it getting the results that you're wanting to create? Does your time and effort match your results? If the answer is no, we need to reevaluate. We've got to make sure whatever your big end result that you're wanting, we've got to make sure you're doing the right things, getting you closer to the goal that you're trying to accomplish. And ultimately, every single one of you are on here probably are thinking, I want to promote to the next level. That's a big goal, right? Like in your mind, I want to promote to the next level. So you've got to figure out in this big goal what you want. What is it going to take to get you to this next level? Is it another first gen director that you need? Is it a third frontline that you need? Is it to sponsor your first team member, right? Like what is it? What is it that's stopping you? So maybe you're at your current title, but you're not paid at title. So figure out what it takes to get you paid at title or where you want to be. Find out the chunk that you're missing. And then I want you to look back. So if it is a team member, your effort and time that you've spent every week or every month in this business, does it reflect you getting a new team member? How many join conversations did you have? How many parties have you had? If the answer is 0, we need to reevaluate and get you doing things that are aligned with what you're trying to achieve. So you want to set small bite-sized goals. So for this example, let's say you're trying to get a new team member. It's very, very hard to sponsor and get new team members when it's just people ordering from you. It is very easy to serve up on a platter, like Holly said, her big win. She had a hostess and flipped. It was impossible for this girl to say no, and she's already at 900 PRV. When you set the scene and the scenario wonderful for this hostess, it's really hard for them to walk away. And that's when the scenario is much easier to flip and you start sponsoring that way. It's very difficult to try to sponsor when it's individual orders. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of my people, I take so good care of them that a lot of my regulars are not going to join me at all. It's because I spoil them. Hold on, I'm going to just make sure everybody is muted. Okay, there we go. A lot of mine aren't going to leave. I take such good care of them as a consultant. Why would they want to leave? So sometimes you can make your business too perfect to where it's so good. Yes, they're not going to go anywhere, but they're also going to be like, I can't do what she does. And why would I want to when she spoils the crap out of me, right? So be careful. It is a double-edged sword, but it is showing them that they can do it. And that is the simplicity of this business, right? So it is small bite-sized chunks. And I also want you to celebrate your successes. I know sometimes it's even the little things. Like today, Holly Cullen called me. I'm going to throw her out there and under the bus. She was $2,600 away from annual sales. She was over 10,000 away from it last year. And you know what she said when she called me? It's still a win because it wasn't a $10,000 gap. I'm 2,600 away only because I'm giving 740 PRV away because I flipped a host. And I'd much rather have that new consultant than earn this annual sales award, right? In the big picture, the recruit is the way to go, right? But it was like she was working so hard and she could have used that $1,000 for Disney, but she was celebrating all the wins and her successes. And I think that's very important along your way. Even if it's you getting brave and picking up the phone, when you're taking an order and you just want to take the order and get off the phone to say, you know what? I am not hanging up with the next 5 people that I talk to. I am going to ask them to host a party. That may be the hardest frog for you to swallow, but you have to, that may be your success. It may be, you know what? I did it. I asked for a party. And it could be something so simple like that, either asking with something comes easy for you. It may come hard for others, but whatever it may be, you've got to celebrate your successes. I want you to check your codependencies. We all have codependencies in life, and we also have them in our business. Finding the balance between your personal life, your family life, and your business, it's okay to take a day off and rest and regroup and refocus. But if things are solely reliant on you being present, burnout is imminent. Put systems in place, working smarter, not harder. So a lot of the codependencies too, I think a lot of it is social media. It can be a blessing and it can be a curse. There are so many people I see on social media that they have wasted so much valuable time that they could have been spending on their business or doing something that was more effective or family time for that matter. Put the phone down, be present, and don't let it be your sole reason for running your business. It really is a relationship business, and you've got to focus on meeting new people constantly, right? And so if it is a hostess that's bringing this party that I just did, the QR code party, every single person that filled out the form and attended and purchased are all brand new customers. So I have a timeline of things that I do, and I'm working on typing it up step by step by step of what I do immediately once I get a party booked. And I'll tell you, the reason why this party got booked, so she texted me 2 days ago and wanted my Peep collection that I created. She goes, I want one and my sister wants one. Sure. So I delivered it yesterday, and she texts me again today. I need your help again, she says. And I go, I'm here with an SOS, like joking, like I'm here. I go, you've got so many orders coming in, you might as well do a party, earn free and half price. That's all I said. She says, I'm thinking I should. We've got some really cool QR codes scattered throughout our catalogs, and they're short videos explaining the products. Every party that has used them, I've had increased sales. And then I just took a quick snapshot of so she could see what I was talking about. And there's a little checklist so they can make sure they've seen all the videos. I go, it's really cool. She goes, okay, because you're right. Some friends have run a little short on Scentsy Wax and are asking me where they can get some. I said, I'll get it set up ASAP for you. Sounds good. Thank you. And then it was already set up within 10 minutes. But had I not said anything and just taken her order, it would have just been that. And I've already friend requested 4 people that I've never met. Now, I'm not getting out on a regular basis to go in Hobby Lobby and strike up conversation with people. I've got to maximize where these people are coming in. And even if that's party guest, I'm going to friend request them and send them a message and get to know them on a personal level as much as I can. So it is getting systems in place. Like with these parties, everything is a template where I literally am pulling in a picture, changing the person's name, and it's done. It has now made my parties a 2-minute process instead of a whole 30-minute process of trying to recreate it every single time. So for every person that fills out the form, I've got my little system that's coming in, and everything's already made, ready to go, right? So it's finding systems. Okay. To find your passion again, begin by writing down all the activities that are reliant on you or your presence. So everything in your business that you can think of, like we make samples, right? We do follow-up calls. We have parties. We have bookings, mailings, labeling. Like you can make the list go on and on and on. If you'll create a list, a very specific list, are you the only one that can do these? You ask yourself. And write everything down. Then systematically go about taking those tasks off your plate. Do you have children, grandkids, a neighbor, a customer that really loves Scentsy that would work for Scentsy, that would come label or make or bag your samples? What is a system that you can put in place, or which of these tasks need to be reassigned or redesigned to be simpler and easier? You've got to take time. There's a little gnat flying around. Sorry. Oh, take time to put systems in place so that you can put yourself in a better place emotionally. One of the things that you also, in addition to celebrating your successes, is you need to talk it out. Being a business owner can be lonely, and you have to put in the work and grow a business that's successful by many different measures, actually. I would encourage you to join a group or a small group of ladies or men that inspires you, motivates you, and challenges you. Stay connected. Get a coaching call with your director, your star director, or your superstar director, or even just another consultant. It doesn't even have to be a director. A good mastermind session with someone will have you beaming from ear to ear and remembering all the reasons you made the leap into business ownership. Why are you working so hard? Why is it that you want to promote to the next level or get that big paycheck or get that first team member? What is the reasoning? Is it to occupy time? Is it because you really want to be successful and have a six-figure income or make 10,000 extra a month or 500 extra a month? What is it a dollar amount? Is it money? Is it companionship? Is it friendship? Is it free trips? Is it to prove something to yourself that you can do something greater? Is it to give back in ways that you've never been able to? What could it do to change your circumstance? How could you change it? You have to know the details of why you're doing this. And I know sometimes it's very surface level of, I want to just quit my full-time job and do this full-time. I want to be my own boss. I'm tired of wearing uniforms or working for someone else, right? There's a lot of different things that everybody does Scentsy for different reasons, but you have to be able to feel it. You have to see it. You've got to touch it and know exactly what you're doing and why you're getting out of bed and your feet are hitting the floor an extra hour early to make this happen. What is it? You've got to have discipline, time management, and you've got to make sure, and I'm going to say this over and over and over again, income producing activities. It's got to result in buy, host, and join. If I can take any bit of advice from anyone, it was probably be Jen Audette and the fact that she's not a crafter and not making things cutesy, because you can spend so much time just making something cute and crafting and redoing things that you've wasted some precious time to where you can already get something else done and move on to the next, right? Of feeling accomplished and taking advantage of your time management, right? Working smarter, not harder. Falling in love with the business idea is easy, but falling in love with it a second time after burnout or trying to find your passion is worth so much more. It's deeper, truer, and has staying power to change lives, not only for yourself, but those around you. All right. Oh, good. We have 5 minutes for questions of any topic. It doesn't matter. Or comments. Or Madi, you have anything to add? Holly?
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself.
Sure.
I guess I put my face on. Sorry. let me get this light on in here. I was just going to reiterate something that you said about just being simplistic. I know I just talked to Madi today and told her this, so she gets to hear this real quick again. But I just want to remind everybody to brand themselves. So the way that I just got that new recruit that I was telling you about that just had the $900 party, we were just running errands, and my son said, Mom, I want to take you in the Harley Davidson store. And I'm like, okay. And that's totally awesome if that's your thing. It's just not mine. I'd never ridden a motorcycle before, so it just wasn't my jam, but it's my son and it meant a lot to him. So if that takes 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever out of my day, I'm going to do it. So I was like, oh, okay. I think I probably dawdled it around with it for a minute. Like, oh, you sure you want to do that? Why don't you and Daddy just do that when you guys have guys' day? And he's like, no, I want to show you. I want to show you. I'm like, okay. So we pull up, we go into the store. Like I said, probably 10, 20 minutes max. And I'm like, okay, I think we've seen all the motorcycles I need to see. Let's go ahead and go, because we're going to go to lunch with everybody else. So we got back in the car, and I had parked right next to a lady that was just getting out, and she was actually doing a DoorDash delivery. And she saw my sticker on the car, and she said, excuse me, because I was actually just about to get back in. Excuse me, do you have a catalog? Yes, ma'am, I do. So I handed her a catalog, and we just started talking for, I don't know, 15 minutes. The fam was just in the car. They knew I was in my Scentsy jam for a minute. So they just let me talk to her. And it was just the most comfortable conversation I've had with somebody. I was telling Madi, I can get tongue tied very easily because my brain goes so much faster than my mouth, 90 times, out of 10. But 9 times out of 10. But see, even then, I felt very relaxed. I felt very calm. I enjoyed the conversation with her, and I was just very straightforward because I could tell she was kind of asking me questions about the business side of it. A lot of people don't always just jump into wanting to know that part of it. And I can tell she did. And I just looked at her. I said, I'm going to tell you something. You want to make money? You can make some good money with Scentsy. I said, I feel like I don't even hardly sell it. Scentsy sells itself, and I'm just here for the ride. And she said, that's what I needed to hear. I said, but you got to work it. I'm not going to lie to you. You put the work in, and it's going to work for you, but you can't sit back. You got to work it. And it, like I said, it was just a comfortable conversation. Well, fast forward to today. Like I said, she joined with an amazing party. She's about to hit certified. I told her about just the natural steps with Scentsy, and she's at 956 today. So I told her, hey, 44 more bucks, and this is what happens. And she's just really excited about the journey. But here's what I wanted to tell you about that. So yes, brand yourself, but don't hold back on doing something you may have not done before. I will probably, and I think I told her this too, I said, I may never be at the store again for the rest of my life. But boy, am I glad that we pulled into that parking lot that day, So
well, and had you not had your car branded, she would have never known you sold Scentsy.
Right. And that's what I thought about, because I had actually already had my car door open.
Right.
So she probably thought about that for a good 60 seconds before finally saying, hey, do you have a catalog?
Right. Right.
So simple things, and sometimes they go a lot further than you think.
Well, and I think you make a very valid point. It's really putting Scentsy into your already busy, hectic, crazy life that you're moving and doing every day. And don't be Scentsy naked. If someone reaches out to you and asks you for a catalog, don't miss that opportunity, because a prepared consultant will grab it. Like me taking that 2 orders for the customers, they were not going to order from those people at all because it took too long, right? So be that consultant and be that person where you aren't overlooked. So thank you, Holly, for that. Yeah. Madi, did you have something too, honey? I know you're trying to unmute right when.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just, well, 2 things. You said don't be Scentsy naked. There's no way you could ever be Scentsy naked if you have Amy, just FYI. If you have Amy, you are not Scentsy naked, even if you don't have any Scentsy on you. So use that to your advantage. That's the one thing. And then the second thing is, I think just that, you're talking about burnout and income producing activities. I feel like if you do, there's so many ideas that fly across every page, but if you pick your thing and you do it well, it helps with the burnout. And I'm telling you, because I've been there on the burnout. She asked who has been in the burnout. Me. You know, like I've been in and out of it throughout my Sensei career. I'm about to hit 11 years, I think, not tomorrow, but the next day. So with 11 years, obviously there's been times where I'm burned out and times where I'm doing better, but like choose what you're going to do and do it well. And don't try to do everything, because that's what helps with the burnout, is doing what you do well, so that you don't get into those dips where you're just like, I'm done. And it's because we can't, none of us can run and burn the candle at both ends. You know what I mean? It's like, we all have to do what you're going to do it well, and then pace yourself. It's a race, right? So pace yourself and do it well. But that means you don't have to do all the fluff. You have to do what's important. And so there is basics in this business that, and like parties is a basic. Everybody should be doing parties, adding people to your team. Everybody should be adding people to your team. And if you can't do 25 parties, that's fine. You don't have to do what the person next to you is doing, but don't stop. Do, you know, anywhere, whatever is good for you, make yourself a goal and hit it. And there's times where I have had to have lower goals and times where I've had higher goals. And so my biggest thing is to stop that burnout, is make yourself a goal and hit it, because when you hit your goal, you're proud of yourself. And that doesn't mean that your goal has to be up here. It just means you're working it and you hit the goal that you say you're going to hit. So that's my 2 cents about what you said.
That's huge. That's very huge. Thank you, Monty.
You're welcome.
Oh, Shayna. Okay, go ahead. And then we're going to wrap up.
Sorry, I didn't want to just like unmute myself and start talking, so I raised my hand instead. First off, I don't want to toot my own horn. I set myself a goal for 2,000 this month, and I am extremely close. And I'm pretty sure I'm guaranteed to get it by the 30th, which I'm very happy and proud of. The only thing is, I want to warn everyone to be cautious of your PWS orders that come in. When you get that email saying that you got a PWS order, make sure you go in, you look at it, and you look at the information, because I got a fraudulent order in today. It was a $60-something order. It would have made me be $180 away from reaching 2,000. And it didn't look right. I looked at everything, all the name, the email, the credit card used, the name on the credit card, and nothing matched.
Smart.
So
Good.
I contacted customer support, and I let them know. I sent them all the information, the name, everything, so they could see that nothing matched. And they were like, thank you so much for reaching out to us. We will cancel that order and make sure that it doesn't look negative on you and everything else. So I mean, even though it pushed me closer, it wasn't in the right way.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that's not how I want to get my goal.
Right.
I want to get my goal the right way, not the wrong way.
And you're going to do it.
Yep.
That's awesome. So, congratulations, Shayna. That's huge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for letting me talk.
Of course. Of course. All right. Anybody else? All right. So we've got Wednesday.
Wait, I have one more thing.
Oh, good. Yes.
Because Joshua's not going to get on here and say this, but he said, it took me finally going to SFR to get out of mine. And I think that's important. You guys, if you're not signed up for these Sensei trainings, you need to sign up, because I mean, that right there speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like, get into these, you know, your Tuesday nights, get into SFR, get every training, even the Tuesdays that you guys can get on Facebook, the lives that they do, start getting into all that stuff. And the more you hear, the more you see how people are doing, the more you build friendships, the more you're just going to get like wrapped up in this because it's more than just selling scents. You know what I mean? So he didn't speak up, but I saw that he put that on there, and I'm like, it needs to be said.
I'll speak up. It took the excitement, even though it's virtual now, the excitement of going and learning it shifted my business complete 180, 360, whichever way you want to point it. It really opened up my eyes because I was learning from different people instead of just sitting behind my phone or sitting behind the computer. You're talking and learning from other consultants more than just on a daily base of team meetings. It's a lot more than that, and it can switch your business. I mean, I promoted not even a year after that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it helps. So register big time. It's worth it.
Yep, I think the registration's getting cut off soon for the whole package, like with the shirt and stuff. I think it ends very quickly, maybe this week. I don't remember if it already hasn't. I don't know.
It ends this week.
Okay.
And Heather?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going to make this short before I start coughing because I have pneumonia. But
no.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you and the ladies for always caring about us, even though we're not a part of your team and you personally taking me in. I mean, you know my story, and I'm not going to say it, but I have grown and I'm a superstar consultant. And when I first talked to you, I was only a lead and I kept wanting to give up, and I haven't gave up. And even though we might be a part of somebody else's team, you guys are amazing. I love each and every one of you. And I learned so much. And I just want to tell you thank you.
Oh, thanks, Tammy, and feel better. You still are part of our group because Sarah's your SSD, right?
Yeah. And you know what? No, just not on topic, but I got so excited today, and I don't know why I had not seen this before. And it's from, what is her name? Kimberly Pluto.
Yeah.
I saw where because I've been doing the QR codes, and I happened to watch the video that you have posted there. And I got so excited that for now on that, I didn't know that you could just have the people come to your VIP page. She calls it her customer page.
Right.
Instead of having all these different parties open, have everybody in one place and then just send those codes out to their special party just to shop under. But just share like you always share. So that's my new thing doing with the SR codes. Plus, now I'm going to start having my parties in my page.
Good.
It's not really a party. It's more like sharing, I guess.
It's just sharing, and then they all see it, right? I've decided I'm going to start doing one a month in my VIP group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tammy. Anybody else? All right, so we will have Thursday night shift is this Thursday.
I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute.
Go ahead.
How I found the training so easy for the world tour. But where do I find the SFR?
To register for it? Click events. Click events on your workstation. Yes.
Okay.
And you can register right there. And then speaking of registration, so I think we have 12 people in the Houston area that signed up and RSVP'd to come. And then if you are not local to the Houston area, plan something in your community and blast it on the Senate community page to see if other people want to come to you. Those that did make that commitment, we are not taking any more people. It is the 13 people that are here, and that is it. And it is going to be a retreat. So y'all are going to love it. We've got some very, very special things planned. Holly, Madi, and I are going to do it big. And y'all better be ready, and you better be glad you're coming. So, because I think you will be. So we look forward to seeing y'all in July. And then we'll see you on Thursday night shift. And then don't forget game night. Christina Stainbrook is going to be doing the game night on Thursday after Thursday night shift. She's doing a trivia game that you could buy the cards of trivia and implement the same thing for some parties if you needed to. But we've made it more of like consultant trivia, if you will. There will be real prizes. And Christina Stainbrook will be doing that Thursday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss that for sure. So y'all hang in there. We'll see you Thursday night. April is almost over and we'll be moving into May. Y'all take care.